Hello everyone, this is Tara, Library Nerd VSG. It's pretty late right now, but I did want to make a video update. I haven't made one in a couple of weeks, and that's because life has been crazy. And so I'm making one now before I get too tired and I want to go to bed, which already has happened, but I'm here for you. So I wanted to go over a couple things that have actually happened. First, stats. So the last time I came at you was week 3, and I was 221, and I kind of been progressing crazily since then. So week 4 was 217. Sorry, I'm reading this off my chart. So week 4 is 217. Week 5 was 212. Week 6 was 208, and then week 7, which is now, is 206. So I've been basically losing consistently about 3 to 4 pounds a week, and then this week I had a little bit of drop off and I only lost 2 pounds. I could definitely attribute that to the fact that I really kicked up my gym efforts for the first couple of weeks. Really been pushing. The first week, just trying to get as much as possible. This past week I've kind of been slacking off, so it's probably contributed to what my push off was of only 2 pounds. I've been doing the 200 workouts in 1 year, 2015. That came from Fat Cakesville, and I actually got my first reward last week, which is my new shiny glasses. So I did 10 workouts, and then, what was it last week? It was like a week and a half ago. And then today, actually, yesterday, I reached 20 workouts. So I'm ahead of the curve, really, and I'm feeling really good about myself. So I'm thinking of either getting some fitness socks, which I need desperately, or getting like a Bluetooth headphones, just because I feel like I'm a clumsy person, and I feel like I always get tangled in my headphones when I go to the gym. And I feel like Bluetooth headphones would be a great solution for that. So I will think about it and let you guys know. If you want to vote below, feel free. I also wanted to talk to you guys about a lot of things that I've noticing with myself. A lot of hormone changes and things like that. Just to recap, I do have what they call polycystic ovarian syndrome. I have PCOS. It means that there's basically too much testosterone in my body than there is estrogen, and my body is always fighting to balance it out. I was originally on birth control pills to help with that, but because of the surgery and everything going on, I'm not on my birth control pills. So this is for the ladies. If guys, you want to stop listening right now, that's completely fine. If you want to listen anyway out of curiosity, I completely understand. But as a PCOS person, there's a lot of changes that I'm seeing in my body. A lot of hair changes, dark circle changes. So I'm going to take off my glasses now. My eyes used to be really dark, especially my top lids, and then I would have shadowing underneath. I've noticed that gradually they're really lightening up. I've noticed also my facial hair producing is not dramatically decreased, but slightly decreased, so that I can notice it. I feel these differences. Dark circles, I always had a lot of dark circles in other areas of my body, a little crooks and crannies. So like where your elbow joint is, like inside of there, my underarms, and then even like between my thighs. I've always had that, always. I'm noticing that with my underarms, it's really, really dramatically reduced. With my elbows, it's gone. With my thighs, it's slowly letting up. So it's really interesting, all these changes, and I'm really happy. Those were things that I was self-conscious about before, being in a pool, you're always raising your arms to swim laps or something. And it feels really great that I don't have these issues. I did want to talk about Hair loss, though, I have been, I said previously that pre-op, I felt like I lost more hair. I have lost more, like, most of my hair, I feel like it came out very dramatically pre-op. Now, post-op, it's more gradual, but I am seeing a difference in my scalp area. I like straightened my hair today. I don't know why I did that, but I could see that. I could see more of my scalp, especially when I pull it up. When I pull it up, you could see like little lines and stuff like that. So I've seen more of a dramatic, not dramatic, but a small gradual hair loss. I'm not really concerned. I'm used to hair loss as a PCOS patient. I know it's gonna grow back. Hair is hair. So I'm not really concerned. I have noticed a lot of dry skin. I've been lotioning like crazy. No matter how much I hydrate, I feel like I always have a lot of dry skin issues. So that's been really kicked up since surgery. Also, my lips are continuously chapped. I use Blitex, I use lip balms like crazy, I use my Burt's Bees, but I've been really having to go at it to really get myself some nice smooth lips, because nobody wants that. I did want to say that I've also experienced dramatic constipation. I've noticed in previous videos people talked about calcium and actually how that could be a problem. So what I did was instead of taking what my doctor recommended, which was 2 of the calcium chills twice a day, what I ended up doing was taking 1 pill twice a day so that I was less bound up, because calcium doesn't have that tendency to bind you up. And then I found that that helped. I also did some stool softeners, and I did some laxative. Anything really to get it out. When I went in for my 1 month post-op video, my 1 month, sorry, I can't talk. My 1 month post-op with my doctor, they were filling my abdominal area, and she was like, I could really tell you need to go to the bathroom. She's like, you're kind of backed up. She's like, you really need to take something. And I was like, it's pretty bad when they can feel your lower intestine area and then just know that you need to go to the bathroom. So I definitely had that taken care of, get it out. After 1 month post-op, I was elevated. I can have solid protein now. I can also have mushy vegetables. They don't want me having greens too much, like raw greens, but she did say, if you're still having issues with being bound up, it's a great source of protein, and she wouldn't knock it. So I have been eating that and having spinach, having mixed greens, not often, not crazy about, usually like a little handful, like this much. You pick it up, you put it in the bowl, and it's mostly protein on top, like chicken and hard-boiled eggs and stuff like that. So, but it just that little amount helps so much, to the point where I'm not constipated anymore. It's like every 2 to 3 days, and that's pretty regular for me. And I'm happy with that. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I had all this stuff scripted out, and everything afterwards is kind of blah. There's a lot of life stuff going on, a lot of NSVs going on. I could cross my legs, which is crazy. With no issues. Like, it's not even a question for me anymore. Knee-high boots, the wide width ones, are easy to get on. I went out and actually bought a lot of fitness gear. I've noticed that my feet have shrunk. I used to be a dependent 10, maybe 10 and a half if it was a heel. And I've shrunk down to, sometimes I can get into a 9, mostly a 9.5 foot. So that's really interesting to me. I don't know if that's going to continue to happen, but it's very strange. My feet look less hobbit-like, as Courtney would say. So yeah, I'm liking that. I can feel my collarbone. It's just starting to show, but I can really feel it. I can feel more of my bones in more areas, like, ooh, I have a hip bone, and there's a lot of fat on it still. But when I lay down on my side, I can actually feel my hip bone. And I have some, let me tell you, I have some knobby knees. I did not know that. I thought that was just a kid thing, but I have really knobby knees. So it's interesting to learn all these things about myself that I never knew. This body that you're living with all of your life. Like, I'm 26 years old, and these are things I'm learning from myself the first time. And it's the first time since I've been 14 that I've been on birth control. Let's put that into perspective, let me tell you. So there's a lot of hormonal things happening with me. Courtney calls me a roller coaster, because there are certain things, for whatever reason, when you say it one time and you don't say it another, it'll set me off. I'm easy to tears in frustrating ways too. I never was before, and I never liked to be. I'm a strong-willed woman, and I don't like to cry. But lately, the hormones imbalance in my body has really been setting me off in weird ways. I am hoping soon that my doctors will come to my senses and let me go back on my birth control, so that at least that aspect is controlled, and that would probably help out with the hair loss as well. But so far, so no good. So we'll see. I'm waiting to hear from them. I sent them an email about it, actually, because I forgot to ask them at 1 month appointment. So, wow, this video is getting long. That's all I have for you guys tonight. And that's all I could possibly think of. I did want to do a shout out to Steve, VSG Steve. He's been awesome. We've been supporting each other throughout this whole process. And I just think he's the greatest. You know, if I ever need to text him about something crazy, I can. And if I want to yell at him about his water intake, I can too. So, thanks for everything. I did want to do a shout out to VSG Redesigned Me. She's awesome. She's in the next room sleeping, actually. She's awesome, and she's losing gradually, and she's doing really great. And she just got switched over to solid foods, so whoop-de-doo. We actually went out tonight, and we celebrated with some yummy Mexican food. Nothing crazy. Nothing tortillas or any chips or anything like that. Just some chicken and some spices and some yumminess. But that's what we needed after all this. All the liquid and mush. So, alright guys, I'm going to bed. Have a great night and take care of yourselves. Bye!